Hello, Doug.
Doug, what's going on, man?
Listen, I don't judge your gift basket versus
God.
Stern's gift basket. I'm just holding it up.
That's a nice gift basket.
Fucking pink eye, or is that a black eye?
No, I have two red. Hello, I had two red eyes from vomiting. I had gotten sick, and it was like all the blood vessels in my face burst.
Wow,
It was like
that's some strong vomit.
It was bad. Yeah.
that would have gone viral
If I filmed it, I know. I didn't think of it. I didn't realize it was that bad till I looked in the mirror after.
It's very hard to do a vomit selfie periscope.
So what's in the gift basket?
Well, there's
God damn it.
Yeah, I mean, it really makes us.
That's a good basket. We really
this is the gift basket I brought for myself.
Okay.
That's booze.
Yeah, travel-sized bottles of booze.
I didn't look at the Stern shit. There's some sponsored underpants in there. I won't need those till I'm vomiting like you.
Are they MeUndies? That's a good pair of undershorts.
No, you know what? I'll tell you. We're not on the air, right?
We are on the air.
Do you have underpants sponsorship?
We had MeUndies, and I've done Mac Weldon. If you want the truth,
We didn't have MeUndies.
I've done them for the Chip.
Yeah, I've had them on the podcast.
I have a sponsorship, but I am brand loyal.
Sure.
To Saks underpants are the fucking best underpants.
SACKS?
You know what? If I lose my sponsorship, well, you know what? Then fucking Saks will step up and match the sponsorship I have, because they are the fucking best. And the sponsor I have, a fine pair of briefs. But Saks,
They're the best.
they have a ball pouch. Like, it holds your balls like a little baby's hand.
Ah, yay.
Yeah, it's like wings. So, yeah, your balls can't fall down your leg. They won't stick to your leg. It's like wearing women's underwear, Jimmy Norton.
Okay, fair enough. I got it.
In men's underwear.
I'm 100% with you.
Oh, my
On
God.
board. So there's some, like these MeUndies that I had, they made your dick look bigger. They were just better underwear.
Oh, yeah, no one looks at my dick.
Were they better underwear or just aesthetically they were better?
Both. They were comfortable.
Because you were like, because I don't know if that's what makes, for a lot of people, I think it's a great selling point that they should capitalize off of. But I've never heard anybody sell, like, this is a better pair of underwear because your dick looks bigger.
Oh, you get the little the airline bottles?
Yeah, you can bring these on the plane. Have you noticed this? I'm taking full credit for this everywhere. That in the in-flight announcements now, at least Delta, they started saying it's illegal to bring your own alcohol, drink your own alcohol on the plane.
Really?
I did not hear that. Why is that? How is that illegal?
Well, because it's the same way it's illegal to drink on the street or have an open container.
But they can sell it.
They can sell it, but you can't bring your own beer into a bar.
But that's not illegal. Like, it might be
Yeah,
a
it
dick
is.
move. Is it really?
Well, yeah, you can't drink your own alcohol in a bar. There's laws, for Christ's sakes. We're a nation of laws.
But is that an illegal issue to bring your own booze into a bar? I mean, the bar owner probably beat it with that.
I've been promoting this since anyone was listening. That this is your 1 quart bag for your liquids. These are mini bottles. It will hold 10 mini bottles. You can get shampoo at the fucking hotel when you land.
Right.
You bring your travel mug here, empty through security, then you fill it at Burger King or the bar. They'll put ice and fucking club soda in there for free. Then you put in your vodka, and then you have there in the bag emergencies or airbornes, the packets. They're like basically vitamin C Alka-Seltzer.
Sure.
Perfect mixer if you just have bubbler water.
Oh, it's nice. So it's a free way to get loaded at the airport.
Right. Pennies on the airport dollar.
How did you get Dr. Drew to write your... Doug's book is called This Is Fame, and you can
This
get...
is not fame.
Oh, sorry, This Is Not Fame. You can get signed copies at, of course, DougStanhope.com. There are some signed copies.
Hang on.
What do you need?
Just a napkin?
Oh, yeah. Right here.
Here.
Oh, thank you.
How did you get Dr. Drew to write your foreword?
I asked him.
Did he know you didn't like him?
I did one of the most vicious bits I've ever done about a human being on him professionally, individually.
Yes.
The most graphic description of how he should be killed.
Yeah. Oh, it was a hit piece, Doug.
Yeah. And then I got email from his producer after that aired on Netflix that he wanted me on his podcast. And I'm like, all right, I'm getting set up.
Did he want to win you over? Sometimes that's people's instinct.
That's what he did. He did exactly the fucking smooth job won me over, heart and soul. And then I was talking to Kreischer one day.
How did he win you over? Was it just because, like, oh, he's a good guy, or did you start believing in what he does?
Right away, I said, okay, I'm not here for no reason.
Right.
And he goes, well, no, I heard you had a beef with me, but I never watched it because I don't have the stomach to look up negative things about myself on the internet. That got me. I go, I don't either. I fucking can't stand. I can't read a single bad word about me on the internet. I avoid it. So immediately I'm like, all right, this guy could be a human being.
Sure.
And I stuck by my points. But yeah, it was very friendly from there on in. And then he started arguing against himself better than I was.
Right.
Like, he took all my points and made them better.
Sure.
And I'm like, you're killing me here.
Isn't it weird when you meet somebody that you've bashed and then, like, all of a sudden they're actually okay? And you're like, fuck, I bashed the idea of them, or I bashed what I didn't like, and then I met them and they shook my hand. They're like, oh, yeah, I like the thing you did. And you're like, oh, fuck, am I easy?
Yeah, I get a lot of that in the book, where my first couple of CDs were before the internet or YouTube, where you go, okay, the 60 people I just played to when I recorded this in 1999,
right.
And then people at the next show of 60 people are going to be the only ones that hear this.
Sure.
And now Doug Flutie could actually be Googling his fucking, and I'm ripping on his fucking autistic son. I didn't know that was going to happen.
Yeah, you didn't see it coming.
The point. It just happened to be, here's an old bit about, remember, every NFL elite quarterback had a kid that was fucked up. Boomer Esiason and Mark Rippon, Jim Kelly.
Did Phil Simms or no? I remember Boomer.
It wasn't in the bit.
Okay.
But I was talking about, the bit was about how I would never want a kid just because, I mean, these guys are in prime physical condition and they're all fucking skitting out fucking waterheads. My baby.
Go on.
Hi, I'm Doug Flutie, and this is my boy Wacky. He was born without bones. That was the bit. And like my
but it wasn't intended to like be seen.
But
by...
it was about if they're in prime physical condition with all the shit I've done to myself.
Right.
My kid, and I couldn't be a responsible enough parent if my kid was born with a three-piece suit and a full-time job, much less fucking an ingrown head. Anyway, it went on.
But now that's out there.
But yeah, there were two bits. I had a bit I did when Ricky Williams quit football, right in the beginning of training camp, because he had, the 19th time he'd gotten busted for being high. And he's like, fuck it, I quit. And everyone was pissed off. And I had a really good bit about that. Pro Ricky Williams, anti-fathead fucking sports guys that, live vicariously through him. And 12 years later, he found that bit, or someone sent him that bit from a XM bootleg. I did down at Wiseacres. And he's like, wow, it was good.
Oh, he liked it.
Yeah, he loved it. And so I balanced that with, I'm glad he found it on the internet, but if I ever saw Doug Flutie in a bar, I'd fucking hide.
Did he know you said that, or you don't know?
Doug Flutie? No.
You're not sure if he knows?
No, but
it's possible.
The fact that you don't realize the repercussions, or couldn't have realized.
I got called out by Steve Martin, but I bashed him in my second book. I really smacked for doing Clouseau, because that was fucking Peter Sellers' role.
Which, by the way, you don't have the same escape that Doug has of being like, oh, I didn't know everybody was going to see that. I just put it in my book.
Yeah, no, it was 2008, and I knew. but again, I was kind of a dick when I wrote that. It was a lot of it came from the wrong place.
A plug for the Flutie Foundation.
So it balanced out.
Yeah.
But anyway, I was doing something with the Tonight Show one time, and he was on. I was wound up talking to him, and he recognized my name, and he's like, "You said some very unkind things about me in your book," and I was like, "Oh, I was a fucking." But I apologized for it because I kind of felt bad anyway, and that was the end. He was cool about it, but I felt like it. That's the thing of when you speak as yourself, you have to own it, and you know what? There's no repercussions. You just feel like a dick.
But did you
I had to feel like a dick.
Apologize for it because he was there, or was there something that made you take back what you thought?
A little bit of both. I felt bad because he was there, but I also felt like I was too harsh on him because I was pissed off about a lot of other stuff, and a couple of people got lumped into that book that I think, in hindsight, didn't belong there.
So what do you do then, like, when you're like, oh, Dr. Drew's actually a cool guy? Like, not only are you, like, trashing Dr. Drew in this, like, bit that everybody knows now, but all your fans that are going to be very loyal to you and kind of follow the words that you say are going to be like, yeah, Dr. Drew's a piece of shit. And you got to be the guy who goes like, oh, actually, he's not.
He's a good guy.
Yeah, he's actually, you guys shouldn't say that.
Yeah.
He's
He's nice.
I put a lot of it in the book. He's helped out. It was Kreischer that said that he goes to Dr. Drew a lot because Kreischer's a fucking alcoholic
Sure.
too.
That's right.
So yeah, he cares more because he has kids. So if
Right.
he gets a swollen part, which side is your liver on, Dr. Drew? I feel swollen. I just had like a mid belly fart where intestines shouldn't be. I don't. And I go, you really talk to Dr. Drew like that? Because I had some questions, and yeah, he's helped me on stuff not even associated with me, but other people I wouldn't know how to. He's done so much for me, and he's probably because he's a fucking narcissist, and he likes to do nice things for people who fucking hated him, and
Convince them that they were wrong.
you know how you fuck with someone on, they send you hate mail and you turn them around.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That bit was, I go, and you just like, fuck, what's the word? There's a word for that. But you just say, oh, I'm sorry, I really never thought of it like that. I really should probably look at my bits more clearly before I speak out of turn. Thanks for bringing that to my attention. And they immediately go, hey, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to call you a fucking cock-smoking fag fuck cunt.
Yeah, they've never
I
apologized
really
for calling
love
me
all
that.
of your other stuff. That one just because my dad had diabetes, I felt.
Yes.
I can't. When are you coming to Harrisburg?
I'm so
They
happy
turn
that you
around
wrote
quickly.
back.
Yeah. Sometimes they won't, but if you're pleasant, even if you don't agree with them, go, all right, man. If you don't like it, you don't have to listen. I just if you're just human back, 90% of people are like, oh, all right, he's just a guy. It's harder for them to stay fucking pissed off at you.
Yeah.
My favorite one is in that book. I'll do it off the air. I'm not going to make you fucking read it on the air, but
Okay.
this is just an email exchange from a very caustic woman who is all caps upset about a show, and then my response, and then at the break.
I got hate mail from somebody one time years ago. Vile hate mail. I was a pig and blah, blah, blah. I was a woman. And then we wound up getting to know each other through talking. And then we wound up, it became sexual talk. And then we never fucked, but she did, we did hang and get together. It was one of the most bizarre interactions of my life, but it started with a negative, hateful email exchange. It was like, fuck you too. And then all of a sudden it just kind of evolved into something else. Happens.
Something actually pleasant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
93, 94, I was opening for the Edgar Winter Group at a biker bar in Billings, Montana, and a woman in the front row, it was a bar front row, threw a beer bottle at me. It hit Carmen Apice's drum set, who was playing with Edgar Winter, this filthy fucking dive bar. And afterwards, I wound up they come over, security comes, and I start the nana, hey, goodbye, because she's going to get thrown out. And they just asked her to not do it again.
Oh, no.
I go, what, everyone gets one free shot at the comic? I ended up making out with her at the bar after the show, even though I had a date that drove me there, a girl I was banging from Bozeman, and she got all upset. I go, no, you got to understand, it was the fact that I could make out with the girl that threw the beer
You
bottle.
won.
Yes, I won.
She hated you and you fucking won.
Yes, sometimes you just have to prove shit.
Absolutely. How are you? Can I ask how you're...
Bingo,
Bingo,
yeah,
how
Bingo.
are you? Bingo, how are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Do you want to come on?
You can come on.
Yeah, come
if you
on.
want.
Sit by Sam.
Come on.
Or you
over.
want to sit there? You sit there.
No, wherever.
Right there.
Sit away from me.
Oh.
I'll give you the creeps if I'm right next to you.
Right. Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Better every day.
You are better every day.
Yeah.
What exactly happened? You fell, right?
Had a seizure, fell, had a traumatic brain injury, and then went into a coma for like a week, right?
Yeah, you were in the hospital for a month, and you're basically in a coma for a month.
Wow.
Dead coma for a week.
I don't remember anything for months
Coming out of a
after that.
coma.
Oh, yeah. The brain injuries are a motherfucker. Was it like brain swelling?
Well, there was actually brain fluid that was coming out.
Fracture,
Yeah.
staples.
So when do you start like gaining memory back? Is it like from before you had the seizure? You remember from there, and then there's just nothing, and then
Basically.
when does
yeah.
it start to like? When do you start to regain consciousness and be like, I don't know what has happened over the last however long it's been?
It was
Short term, still fucked.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but back then it was short term to the minute.
Right.
It happened when Trump got elected. It was 2 nights before, and 3 weeks later, she was cogent enough that we could tell her Trump was president every day, and she was surprised every day.
Freaked out every day.
You did freak out?
I wasn't happy about it.
Every day.
evidently.
We taped them all.
Oh, yeah.
Day 2. Guess who's the president? Hillary. Her voice is still fucked. No, it's Trump. Show her Time magazine. Are you fucking kidding? Next day. Guess who's president?
How scared were you when that happened? Did you think she was going to die?
Not sure about. I'm sure I was more scared that she'd be a vegetable.
Yeah.
Honestly, death was possible, but it was. She's just gonna be Terry Schiavo, fucking tube in the neck.
And the doctors said that to you too, right? They said me being a vegetable was.
Yeah, it was in the cards.
Yeah.
Do you have to start thinking like immediately, like
How do I get out of this?
Do that?
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you thinking when that happens? Like, all right, I got to be a
Who's
good.
gonna take care of her? Because if she's a vegetable, she doesn't fucking care.
Right.
Someone's gonna have to wipe her and feed her or inject her or whatever they do. Who do I get? Who needs a job?
Oh, you would have to
That's what I
hire
was
like a
thinking.
full-time nurse,
Yeah.
somebody, caretaker.
Yeah.
So when you woke up, they told you what happened. You were in the hospital. Were you just like shocked or surprised?
I have no memory of it.
Oh, you don't.
I don't remember.
She doesn't
any
have memory of
waking up.
even the brain rehab past when she was somewhat cognizant, but still not there.
I don't remember a few months after it.
So do you remember like the time period when you had like no short-term memory, when you were getting told Donald Trump was the president every day? Like, do you have any kind of memory of like, oh yeah, I guess I was told that every day, or that is all a period?
Well, I've shown her the cell phone video, so if she remembers anything, which is weird. What I always say, my earliest memory of being a kid is this, but is that just what I pictured when my parents told me the story?
Right.
Do I have an actual memory?
Or is it like a photo you saw that you're kind of placing, or
But that's the thing, Bingo, she's pretty fucking daffy and retarded before this, so it's not that much out of range.
It's fairly close to things feel back to normal almost.
Yeah, except for her. She's like, I don't feel like Bingo anymore. I don't remember who that person used to be. I used to be fun, and now I'm not. And I'm like, yeah, you're fine. You're just imagining yourself as not fun.
Yeah, it must be hard when you have an idea of what you used to be like. You're like, you're the same as you are, but you might think like, no, it was a lot more different. But I mean, you're the same as I remember you.
I don't remember everything about who I was. I don't remember it all.
I mean,
So
like
it's
personality
frustrating.
traits and like,
Yeah.
Do
I
you,
guess
do you
because
realize
it's-
that you're lucky? Like, do you recognize the fact that brain injuries are usually that they usually just sit in a chair for 2 years?
I get that. I got that.
That's fucked up though. Like the idea that like you can't just be right because you know that you were before, and you've got this thing that like I don't remember how I was, so I don't know how I should be reacting instead of just naturally reacting to stuff. That's tough.
And I don't remember like what I liked as far as music goes. I don't remember all of that.
Yeah.
So that feels tragic to me.
That's it. So have you developed any new likes or stuff that you didn't like before now that you do like and you don't remember not liking it before?
I just wouldn't know.
Has she?
Like sucking dick.
Hey, by the way, Doug is here with us till the end. We have another guest, but we booked him because we thought you only had you till 10:30. They told us Doug's only 10 to 10:30, and then we're like, okay, we'll book this guy at 10:30, and then they're like, no, Doug's staying until 11. Dylan McDermott, he's an actor. He was in American Horror Story, so he'll be in with us. But that
that's
was
great.
We would have had you exclusively. We didn't know you were here
That's
till 11.
fine.
Okay.
I can play third.
No. But we would. I like him, but we would have given you priority.
Last time I was on, there was an actor or act. Yeah, I guess they're both actors now.
I guess bring him in. Yeah, but that's why we didn't realize we had you till 11 o'clock. They gave us different times. They go, no, Doug has other press.
Oh, Jedi.
God, I
No,
can't
you stay
remember
with
who
us.
the
Stay there, man. Go stay.
actor
We'll sit in
was.
there.
I was saying some inappropriate stuff. Actually,
Did they not react that well?
It was a girl that I didn't know from some TV show I didn't know.
But just bring him in. What's everybody coming?
Come on in.
All right,
What's
hello.
going on,
that
man? Oh, you got a dog.
Yeah, my dog is. There he is.
What kind of? Hello.
Service animal.
That's a terrier.
I'm Doug.
Nice to meet you,
Nice to
Dylan.
meet you. I'm not on the show. I'm just
We're
a guest
live,
too.
but I'm Sam.
How are you?
You were on the air. So your dog just shit in the hallway, or what
He
happened?
did, yeah.
There's just a dog running around in
I
here.
hope you guys don't mind.
I don't
No,
care.
I think it's great.
No, it's
I wish more.
symbolic of how things are here. It's
Yeah, I
good.
wish there were more.
All right, you just got me too'd by the janitorial staff.
Do you bring the dog everywhere?
Yeah, he's emotional support. So if you guys need any,
That's great.
Who's emotional? He's emotional support for you or for your girl?
for family.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now, what did you have to do to get an emotional support? You have to go to the doctor and say
Yeah, you
what?
gotta go to the doctor, and you gotta explain why you would need one.
People are it's a very controversial thing now, these emotional support dogs, because there are people who like think that you need to like really like, unless there's some kind of medical ailment, you're taking advantage of the system. But I'm like, I don't know, if I could get away with bringing my dog everywhere, I'd bring my dog everywhere.
You know, I find that it relaxes people.
Well,
Having the dog around?
Yeah.
You can go to your vet to do it, or you can go to Amazon and just buy the vest, which I've done with my dogs. My dogs are fucking just insanely disobedient, barking.
no.
But you get the service animal
But you
vest.
get yeah, and everything's fine. Because they can't question it, right?
No,
Like,
they-
No,
according
they
to
do.
law.
Delta cracked down now. You need more paperwork because
Delta's
fucking people
great.
like Doug's dogs were biting actual service animals.
Fucking always be branding. That's my airline right there, Delta.
Oh, nice.
They brought service pigs on, and fucking service turkeys and shit. Like, fuck yeah.
So now, can you still bring your dogs? Is there a problem for you?
No, I never brought them on a plane.
Oh,
I
you
hate
didn't-
my dogs. I had this. I actually got a size that was a large, and it wasn't big enough for my big fat dogs. I just wanted to bring them in Safeway once, just to see the grocery store where I shop, just so they could see where I go and come out with all these fantastic treats for them. Yeah, this is the fucking Magic Kingdom.
But they misbehave.
Anyway, what are you plugging?
What does the dog? How does the dog do on the plane?
Dog does great. You know, people love him. He sits at my feet, and no problems.
That's amazing.
It's a private jet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you fly private or no?
Filled with sycophants.
So when you bring it, did your dog ever fuck up on the plane?
No.
No, he
He's
just
o-
shits.
he
He
only
shits
fucks
at
up
a radio
place.
station.
Yeah, he
so
waits
he's
to
fine
come to
when-
serious, then he fucks up.
Yeah, that's what I always wonder. What if your dog just starts barking? Like how embarrassing. If
I
you-
know it is.
It is, right?
Yeah.
What service dogs though are supposed to be like? If it's a real service dog, they're supposed to be trained to not just sit on a plane and bark at people, right?
Yeah, they're supposed to do something.
Right. They're supposed to provide a
Something.
service. Although, yeah,
It's
most
usually for the
service dogs.
blind. I think originally it started for the blind.
Yeah. Most service dogs I've seen like they sit quietly in a spot. I kind of love that your service dog is just kind of wandering the studio,
Yeah,
checking everything
yeah.
out. I prefer that.
I don't know. Is there a difference between service dog and an emotional support
No.
animal? No, same thing.
Same
Right.
thing. Yeah, emotional support is just kind of like, look, I can't. A service dog to me is like for blind people, or it carries
Yeah.
shit, or it guides you into fucking
Yeah.
walking in front of a bus. But I think emotional support is people who just like to travel with their dogs.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
We all like a dog. I mean, petting a dog never sucks.
It's the greatest.
Yeah, that's right.
It's the greatest.
No one's ever like, this is awful, but I don't know if it's necessary for travel.
So the new show is LA to Vegas.
Right.
Is this because I didn't realize until I watched the first episode, and I didn't realize until the end credits that it was Gary Sanchez producing it, which obviously did the campaign too.
Yeah.
Is that where they like, he was great in the campaign, we want that on this show?
You know, originally I did Saturday Night Live. I hosted with Will years ago, and then they thought of me for Step Brothers.
Yes.
So I was going to do Step Brothers. Did the table read for it.
Which
and,
role?
To play Will's brother.
Right, that's what I
the Adam
figured.
Scott
Dick.
role. And so, but then I couldn't do it. I was doing a TV show. They wouldn't let me out. So when the campaign came along, I was like, hell yeah, this is perfect. And then we got to know each other, and they knew my brand of humor because no one ever thought of me as funny before I live LA to Vegas. So it was perfect because when I read Captain Dave, I knew this was the character for me.
Yeah, it's like the premise of the show is like it's I guess it's the airline that just goes from Las Vegas to Los Angeles back and forth, and it's one of those
Hence the
puddle-
name.
MGM Airlines used to do that. There was
That's
the
right.
Vegas airline. I never flew them. Dice told me about it. It was like this big first class
Yeah,
airline.
I flew it.
Yeah, it's supposed to be pretty
It was
nice.
amazing.
Do you ever? I don't know if it still happens. I haven't been to Vegas for a while, and I live close enough. I'd usually drive, but Do you remember when you'd land in Vegas, everyone would clap?
That was every airline, every time you landed, you clap. Yeah,
Really? They clap
Yeah.
And leaving was the exact opposite. Everyone's dejected and broke, but just that everyone.
Woo, we're here.
And I lived there for a while, so I'm fuck you people, some fucking chumps.
Some comic I knew was doing a joke about that. Why do people always clap when the plane lands? What do? Boo if it crashes? And I thought of that recently. I'm like, oh. I guess it was obvious. It was a fair point.
I guess so.
It wasn't my joke.
I suppose.
Just commenting.
When you, I've always wondered about actors. But I wasn't asking you, Jim. Whether it's like Gary Sanchez or it's like Ryan Murphy in the American Horror Story franchise. Like when you do something and you guys get along and everything's going right, and this person or this group that's creating continues to create projects, and they might call you for this one, but they're not going to call you for that one.
Right.
Does every project that comes out, do you go like, well, what the fuck? Why wouldn't you have called me? I would have done that.
Absolutely.
Or like every season of American Horror Story, be like, why can't I was just the first two? Like, why wouldn't you want me back?
Yeah.
Do you have a nemesis where you go, fuck, it's going to be either me or him for this?
Absolutely.
Who's your doppelganger, thunder stealer?
Well, funny enough, he was on the show. He guest starred on LA to Vegas. There's been 30 years of people confusing us and him getting roles or me getting roles.
Yaphet Kotto.
Yeah, that's right. Hervé Balanchez. And so we finally figured it out, and it's been 30 years. It's Dermot Mulroney.
I thought that was, wait, you're Andrew
No,
McDermott?
I am.
No, he's Dylan
I
McDermott.
am. See what I mean?
Oh, you are
don't even
Dylan
know.
McDermott.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm going to start a podcast. Does anyone know who Dylan McDermott is?
That's right. They get
Sorry, it's
they
a
did
Brendan Walsh
skit
reference.
on
I don't know if you know that.
On SNL.
Yeah.
Between the two of us. There was a game show. I don't know if you ever saw it.
Wait, so there is I don't know if you're fucking with me.
No, there
another
really
guy
is. There
has
really
a
is.
similar name.
Dylan McDermott.
Yes.
It's like Tom Sizemore, and who's the Tom Sizemore guy?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Which one was on Celebrity Rehab? There's two that are like.
I think Tom Sizemore was on Celebrity Rehab.
All right,
I'm guessing he dated Heidi Fleiss, Tom Sizemore.
Yeah, that would have to be, yeah. But there's a guy that's exactly like him. Anyway,
I don't know.
so that's the guy.
Yeah, the Dermot Mulroney move was a pretty smart thing for the show because now, I mean, like everybody's, because a lot of people got obsessed with that comparison.
That's right.
And the fact that people couldn't place it. And so I guess that was just, I'm surprised that it took this long for a show to figure out, well, what if we just got these two on an episode?
Right?
Everybody's going to talk about it.
Well,
That
SNL tried
would
to
be the
get us
greatest
together.
Me Too ever if it came out that he was fucking raping and molesting all these women. Like, God damn it, not him. Anyone but him, they're going to think it was me.
Well, I mean, he was saying if there was something negative happening, you may get associated with his negative action.
It'd be funny if one did something negative and the other one got in trouble.
Right.
It'd be awesome.
Right.
Hey, that's it. This screenplay writes itself.
I have a question for you, Doug. We were talking before you came in. Doug hosted the Man Show with Joe Rogan. Why did Carolla and Kimmel leave that gig?
They gave up the rights for creative control, so the Comedy Central, or the production company, owned the product, and then they had better shit to do.
Oh, it was just to move on, and they both wanted to go. Okay. Did they fuck with you and not let you do what you wanted when you were there?
The production company, yeah, they fucking ruined it.
They did. Okay.
Yeah, we were just the faces that had to puppet the fucking horrible material.
It was not good material?
No, it's a terrible piece of shit. You ever do a terrible piece of shit? Here's a better question.
I love your questions.
When you have to promote a terrible piece of shit, how much does it wrench your heart? Because I've had a couple things that I was contractually obligated to go out.
Can you talk about it?
Yeah, the Man Show, Girls Gone Wild. I fucking hosted one of those. I had to go on fucking Stern, who was my hero, and falsely say this is a good product when I know. And I'm like, no, you'll love it.
You knew it wasn't good?
What's the worst thing you ever had to promote, and how?
Oh, boy. I mean, I guess at the time you believe in everything, right?
No.
You tell yourself.
You did not believe in Girls Gone Wild.
No.
Did you believe in the Man
Show?
Show?
Joke.
It is a
No,
joke,
I knew
yeah.
the Man Show was a piece of shit, but I thought it could get better.
You thought it had some potential. If they just let us do what we want, it won't fucking
How
stink.
did you get roped in? Because you did 2 seasons, right?
No, we did 1 season. It was so bad that they called half of it 1 season so we could go back and reshoot and try to make it better. And they called that the 2nd season. So it was, 2 half seasons. Anyway, back to your answer while I
Right.
gave you time to think.
Sure.
Tell me one show that you just didn't. Can you do that without fucking yourself over?
No, I can't.
How about what was the one you were least enthusiastic about? Not that it sucked, but you were least enthusiastic about.
I would say the least enthusiastic would be Girls Gone Wild. Yeah.
That was
All right, let's go the other way. Tell
Especially
me one.
since it was
Nobody,
Maroney. It
actors
wasn't
don't want to
even
say the
you.
wrong thing.
This is the opposite. One that you really had trepidation about that turned out to be fantastic, where you thought, oh, I don't really want to promote this. This might suck. And you were wrong. You can do that one.
You know what? Originally, I was nervous about doing television back in the '90s. When you did television, it was like a sign that your movie career was over.
Right.
And when I read the script for The Practice, which was on for 8 seasons, I got nervous because I was like, oh no, is this sending the wrong message? And then when I started filming it, I was like, this show is going to be good. And it wasn't originally. They put it on Saturday night at 10 o'clock, which was a death slot. So then it worked out. We put it on Sundays, and the show took off. So initially, I was a little nervous about that one.
You had a pretty rough upbringing growing up. When you get into Hollywood, because there's a lot of diva behavior and a lot of people that feel like, oh man, they just complaining, right?
Yeah.
Did it make you, the shit that you had to deal with growing up, did it make you easier? Did it make the industry easier to take? Did it give you less tolerance for people that complain about like bullshitty stuff?
Yeah, I suppose it did. I mean, I always say the greatest thing that ever happened to me was growing up poor, because I'm always grateful, And there's a lot of spoiled people in the world generally, not even in Hollywood, but Hollywood is where you put the focus on.
Hang on, Kathy Lee. What kind of rough upbringing? Just poor?
Yeah,
Beaten, right?
Oh no!
First of all,
It always goes back to the same thing.
Absolutely. Well, he's a road comic. That's what we do.
You said I don't know. It's common knowledge, and I know I don't know your career. I know your face from my dreams. But are you Irish?
Yeah, Irish Italian.
All right. Wow. All right. That's
says
the
it
opening
all.
to every hacky joke.
So your mom, I know your mom was killed, right? But did
There
they?
you go.
But
That's what I'm getting to.
Well, that's what Sam is kind of, I think, alluding to. It's obviously a very rough way to come up. Was it something that was ruled accidental and then declared a murder? There was some kind of something. I guess not. How am I trying to say that? It wasn't. It was changed. What they thought happened.
Yeah, I mean, I really don't want to get into that now. I'm just talking about LA to Vegas, but
Okay.
Yeah, it was definitely rough. And,
What night is that on?
It's on Tuesdays at 9.
It's on Tuesday.
at 9.
It's not the death slot. Hey, speaking of death, what time? LA to Vegas, I love it. I'm a fucking fan of flying. I'm an airline freak, but this is current day. It's not like Mad Men era. They had that Pan Am kind of show.
It's modern day.
But it's modern day.
And the reason we asked you about it is it's on the sheet, and they talk about how it kind of led you into getting into acting, like through circumstances beyond your control. Then you wound up living here, and then you wound up just kind of morphing into acting. So it might not have been something that you gotten into had nature just gone a different direction.
I mean, who knows why, But my stepmother, Eve Ensler, who wrote the Vagina Monologues, she
invented them.
She invented it. Yeah.
Oh no shit.
She was the one who really just said I should get into acting and encouraged me.
So you would hear her just saying that kind of stuff out loud in the house? Is that how it started?
That's right. So she was an artist, and she explained to me how it all works. And
No, he's
He actually. Oh, that's right. You're in recovery. You don't.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So
That's
is he. Sorry, he was Irish. I had Jameson's. I thought I was being rude. Go ahead.
Moving on to other things. When you do American Horror Story, because I still love American Horror Story, but the first season is one of those things. That's a project that was like what Doug was talking about, where it's like, there'd never really been anything quite like that on TV, and I felt like that was one of those things that, like, it takes probably a good 6 to 8 episodes to get into it to even realize what you're watching.
Yeah, that's right.
How confident were you that was going to work when you got it, or was it one of those things where you were like, let's just try this and let's see what happens?
There's a couple of times in my career, The Practice, I knew American Horror Story, when I read these 3 scripts and LA to Vegas, all 3 of them, when I read them, I knew that there was something special about them. But with American Horror Story specifically, I was like, I want to do this. I mean, I called up my agent right away and said, this is it. We got to do this. And I loved it, especially that first season. Something about that first season.
I agree with you.
I don't know if it's because it's the family unit or how it all works, but I thought that was the best season. Not because I'm in it, just because I think it's just.
Well,
Did you know Jessica Lange was in it before you took the gig? Had she been cast for it? It's like, it's probably not going to blow if she's in it. I mean, she's great.
Yeah, I think so. Can't remember exactly. But I think she was, yeah.
Did you is that a show that you get all the scripts in advance, or do you go, is it like normal television?
Yeah,
where
no,
you go
one
script
by
script?
one.
Because, because that had to be like, you're like, what's going on?
What's going to happen next?
You get, but
I didn't know my daughter was dead.
Right, that's what I mean. Like,
she was dead the whole time.
You
I
get
didn't
to
know.
you get to like episode 8, episode 9,
Right.
and episode 1 is a completely foreign concept. Like, you can't.
Yeah.
It's not just cliffhangers and what's going to happen next week. It's like, this is a different show than what I signed on for at episode 1.
Right. That's
Not
right.
in a great way, but
No,
that to me
I
is what
trusted
was so
Ryan. Ryan
interesting.
Murphy is a genius, and I just trusted him. I knew he was going to take us to the right spot.
Yeah.
So.
I also felt like season 1 was like an introduction to the whole concept, whereas like now, because people are so familiar with it, you can kind of dive into whatever kind of crazy, weird, supernatural thing.
Yeah.
But like there was reality establishment in the beginning.
I thought so too.
And Dylan's promoting LA to Vegas on Tuesdays at 9 o'clock on Fox. And Doug is promoting This Is Not Fame, which is available now. And you can go to DougStanhope.com and get a signed copy. Are you doing any physical signings where you're going to be places?
No, we tried that on the last book. And, no.
Why?
We only did L.A. Well, first of all, there's no bookstores. I wanted to do it in airports, fucking Hudson News, because I fly for fun. I literally will fly just around the world, never leave airports for fun. And Hudson News has every fucking bookstore in every airport. Why don't I do an airplane tour of Hudson News? But the shit I do, no one wants to fucking read that flies.
You just love to fly.
I love it.
I'm weird when I fly. I love a good airline. Like I love a good business class if possible. Makes me happy.
You know what's amazing about LA to Vegas is one of the cast members on the show is the guy who is in Fargo, who plays like the guy that never speaks, and he's got like this kind of comedic bookie role.
In the movie.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
The one who wood chippers him at the end.
The wood chipper guy
right.
that never speaks.
Peter Stormare.
Yeah, and he's really funny.
Genius.
On it.
He's genius on this.
I would recommend checking out the show. You can watch the first episode on Hulu. That's how I watched it last
and
night.
Fox Now.
Have
sure.
you
And
learned
Fox Now.
anything about the inside world of flight attendants and the whole business that you didn't know before you did the show?
I do, but I can't talk about it until the show is over.
All right.
Because
really?
of certain
I think
they're
it was
gonna give you
Now
away
I know
points.
everything. Yes.
I asked them one time if there was a code word they used. I'm like, if there's a problem, is there something that they will say over the PA which lets you, the flight attendant, know that we're about to go down and we're in deep trouble? And one woman told me, no, there's not.
Oh man.
But is there a code word?
I know on.
I wish I had that code word for this interview.
Oh, you're not enjoying it? I'm kidding. Oh, okay. We weren't trying to mess with you by asking. We just did radio to do long form interviews.
Coconut.
Blue Dolphin. Delta Airlines, if you're flying first, if it's an odd number flight, they go from the back of first, front to give you your meal choice.
Yes.
Even numbers. So if you go, there's always going to be a fucking nice beef sandwich or asparagus pizza.
Yeah.
You're gonna. So yeah, you go odd.
Sit in the middle if you
first
can.
choice.
Yes.
Anyway.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Depending on which way the plane is going, sometimes. They'll, so I hope you didn't have a good time, Dylan.
No, I'm just joking.
Okay, good, because we've isolated a few people. It was not
brought up
intentional.
some things.
Well, you're great,
show.
Doug.
It's okay.
Funniest guy in the world. Bring up whatever you want.
Yeah.
Fucking lunatic.
I tried to take him off the wagon. I brought up fucking awkward deaths.
No, but
my last book was called Digging Up Mother. It's how I put my mother to sleep. I euthanized her, and that's how it starts. So I like to start the conversation at the darkest levels.
And then try to crawl your way out of it, right? Like that's the
He's
exercise.
telling the truth, too, yeah. Your mother was a delightful woman.
But the new book.
Jim Norton is featured in that book.
Is
I'm
that
sure
right?
you probably scanned to just the parts that are about you.
Of course I did. Fucking everyone does. That's why I want a digital copy so I can just put fucking, click F and then Norton. It shows
She
up.
loved you.
Yeah, she was nice. I told you, my first time meeting Doug, we've talked about this before, was the Vale Comedy Festival. Doug and I were roommates. And we slept in the same room, and he had all his possessions on his bed, and I just...
You still do that?
The nest.
Do you still do that? Put all your possessions on your bed?
No, I pack lighter now.
It was crazy, but
I drove back. I lived out of my car back then,
That's right.
so all of my shit was in my car, so it's easier to just... Especially when you have a hotel room instead of a rest area, to bring it all in, and then you can rearrange it all. That was a fucking great time.
That was
Holman's in trouble. J. Scott
Holman has cancer. I heard that. Yes,
so he's got to GoFundMe. I don't know. I'd plug it if we could.
Yeah, I don't remember where it is. J. Scott
He's
Holman.
in Austin now, I guess.
He's a funny comedian and really just a naturally funny
person.
dude. Yeah, hilarious
Yes.
guy.
Yeah.
He went on drunk with this fucking thing over, just going boo. It's a comedy competition. He's throwing it out because he's drunk. Really good dude, and apparently he has cancer. So
It sucks.
yeah, it does. It stinks. I guess I should promote his GoFundMe, but I don't know where they can go to.
We'll figure it out.
J. Scott Holman, Homan. Find him. Google him.
Yes.
Send him money.
I haven't seen him in many years. Are you big on causes at all? Like, do you get involved in any of that stuff?
You know, pretty much. I leave it up to my mom. She has an organization called VDay, vday.org. And that's really helping women around the world who
Is it based on like Vagina for Vagina Monologues?
Pretty much, yeah.
I remember that. Yeah, I that's been around for a long time, hasn't it?
Yes, it has.
Yeah, that's kind of amazing that it's still doing so.
Didn't
well
that get a lot of
because
shit too when it first started? People thought it was vulgar. They didn't get the point of it.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so she would do that. She came up with this concept. Were there people she was asking that wouldn't do it? They were like, I'm not getting involved with that. It's too...
I think people initially were a little afraid of it and have sort of warmed up over now it's nothing. you know, in today's climate.
What do you
That's
think
easy.
about what's happening in Hollywood and all this stuff? Like, you just as somebody who works all the time and who knows a lot of these people, who interacts with them.
Yeah.
Like, are you constantly on guard, or like, how does it affect you?
You know, I think there's a natural cleansing that's going on. You know, people have behaved badly for a very long time, and I think it's about really, not to get too deep on this, but I think really it's about transformation rather than being punitive, because now it's just about, fire and get rid of and you're gone and go away. But I think, ultimately...
No jury, no trial.
Yeah, I think men, I think we have to change. And we are changing, but there's certainly a cleansing that's going on right now, and the fire is
No, we have
burning.
to hide.
Yeah, it is scary. I
Yeah.
mean, every guy goes over their history now.
Yeah,
Like, what? I was
yeah.
okay with it.
Yeah, popularity does not change human instinct.
Right.
But on the hard side, rapists will go, "Oh, fuck, yeah, I shouldn't do that." But Aziz Ansari will still get a girl to blow him, and the next day she's going to go, "I can't believe I blew Aziz Ansari," and she won't be in the picture. So there are big levels.
The fact that was lumped in with Harvey Weinstein, it's like, come on.
Yeah,
That's
really?
a little much.
The fact that Louis was lumped in with fucking Harvey Weinstein.
No
it's like,
shit.
Jesus. That's why it kind of gets watered down a little bit.
Yeah, I think everybody's trying to figure out what it is. There should be different names for it.
Yeah. there
Well, the
should-
thing is, Louis can come back, and I guarantee you he will come back.
Of course he will.
And I said he should have come back the fucking next night. And I said it on stage going, he'd outsell me tonight. At his worst fucking divot point in his career, he could come out and do an hour strong about just this and outsell me fivefold at higher prices.
Don't you hate when you're in a town, like before we have to wrap up too, but you're doing a gig somewhere
fuck.
and you're like, oh, great. You see across the street, fucking, this one's in an arena. And you're like, oh, fuck. I'm like,
No, I don't. That
arena.
never bothers me.
No?
Because it's usually whoever's in the arena, they're not flipping a coin. If I'm playing in a shithole fucking Roadhouse Tavern and Jeff Dunham or whoever is in an arena, no one's going, Stanhope or Dunham, puppets or fist fuck.
You know what? You're right. There is no flip of the coin. They've made their decision long before we got there. You're right.